Antonia Bright, Movement for Justice. We talk about Yarl's Wood. You are organizing a protest in front of this detention center on March 12. You are demanding it to be closed. But you also talk about some deportations which are happening now and which are targeting in particularly Peckam, which is a part of London where there is a big Nigerian and Ghanaian communities. In particular, these communities are targeted for the deportation. What is happening?
Yeah, I mean, there's targeting of the communities, particularly from Nigeria and Ghana, because they're seen as a soft target by the Home Office. The Home Office have been doing a lot of scapegoating immigrants, a lot of changing a lot of the rules around who can stay and who can go, and they've declared that they think they can get rid of 29,000 Nigerians to be deported. So there's always a threat hanging over people's heads, and there's a high degree of harassment by immigration officials towards the community. And we're against that. We're marching through Peckam to say that we are resisting, that the community's resisting immigration raids and harassment and targeting, that people who sometimes have been here, living here for like 30, 40 years can find themselves in situations where they're threatened with deportation and put in detention centers. We think that's unacceptable. People have made their lives, they've got their families, they've been going about their business, and yet they are never quite able to feel like you fully belong, and that is, it promotes racism, and it's really unacceptable because our communities, they're actually great places. Nigerian community, yeah, the Peckam is a vibrant community, and it's part of what makes London what it is and what makes Britain what it is. So we think that people who are here have a right to stay, and they should be able to get on with their lives like anybody else.
Among the Nigerians who can be deported from Yarl's Wood, there are also people who are coming from areas affected by Boko Haram.
There are, and there's a way that people are told frequently with cases where they're concerned, they're worried about violence of that nature. Told, well, go and live in a different part of the country, just go and live in a different town or something. You know, where you can be safe there, but you can't stay here. And the thing is, like, sometimes the people already have all their family and their existence and you know, their roots here. And it's not simple to just say, go and live in some different town or city. It still means really uprooting your life. And so there's a reason that people are fighting so hard to stay here, even when they're being put in detention centers or dealing with this harassment. And I always think that if somebody is fighting that hard, there's a reason. Like, there's a reason that they're saying they're afraid of going back, or there's a reason why they're saying they just know that this is where their future is, and if they're sent back, they just don't know if they'll have a future. So we stand by for the many, many reasons that people have for fighting for their immigration rights. You know, we stand by that.
And in Peckam there is also the problem of gentrification.
There is, and this is a problem across London. Peckham's one of these places that people have been able to live. There's a vibrant market, there's a very integrated community. A lot of people moving to Britain for the first time move to places like Peckam. But it's becoming increasingly expensive, and so what we're seeing is people are forced to have to leave even areas they grew up because they just can't afford to live there anymore. And so it's a real social cleansing of the area. It's becoming okay to stay if you've got the money, and if you don't, you can't.
That is why you are preparing now a community pride.
Yeah, so our community pride is going to march through Peckam, and it's going to be about bringing together the whole community around all these issues, to be able to be proud as a community, as people who come from around the world, from Ghana, Nigeria, other places, as people who are citizens and non-citizens together. So it is about really demanding and asserting as a community, as a collective body of people, a right, and that these are rights we're going to stand up for and we're going to fight for in every way that we can. And we're going to keep doing that until we win. So it's the beginning of a platform for people to express that, assert that, and then march, you know, shoulder to shoulder with people they might not have talked to before, but they're on the same side and they have the same ideas.
When is the Community Pride?
The Community Pride is going to be on the 20th of February. It's a Saturday. We're going to march right through the center of Peckham. It's really going to be exciting, and it's the first Community Pride like this ever. So 20th of February, that's when it will be.
At 12, huh?
Yeah, we're going to meet at 12 outside Peckham Library, which everybody knows because it's very central. And we're going to march through Rye Lane, and we're going to end at the Bussey Building complex. So, yeah, 12 o'clock gather at Peckham Library.